Hello and welcome back to Voices, a podcast where we discuss the topics the residents of Lichfield District want to hear. From light-hearted to controversial, we're here to talk about it all. Hi, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Harry.
So Harry, how are you? Anything new with you?
Yeah, all good. I guess summer's come around, so my friends are back from university, which is really nice. Went down to Bristol last week to see a gig, which was really good.
Who did you go see?
It's a guy called Laid Black, so it's sort of like reggae, which is it's really, really cool, to be fair.
That sounds great.
Because they had like the carnival on, so it was really sick. How about you?
I went on holiday last week.
Of course.
Yeah, it was for my mum's birthday. We're in a cabin in the middle of nowhere, so
nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Was the weather good?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it was a rainy weekend, and then the weekend after it was bright sunshine. So what can you do with the English weather?
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I suppose the other big news is I got accepted into the London Marathon. So
nice.
That's very fitting for today's episode, I think.
Of course.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about all things health and fitness. So Lichfield District has lots of sports events and activities to take part in this summer. But let's just start off by talking about what each of us do to stay active. So Maddie, why don't you start us off? What do you do to stay active?
I tend to mix it up a bit. I do a bit of Pilates and yoga, go to the gym as well. But I suppose my main focus is running.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So nice bit of variety there. But I guess with running, do you know about the half marathon and the 10K coming up soon?
Yeah, I was going to do the half marathon, but unfortunately the dates just didn't work out.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, there's tons of great running events in Lichfield, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's the Castleton Cathedral, which I think was in April. There's obviously the half marathon and the 10K both coming up.
Yeah. Entries are open for both of those as well. So, it's not too late.
If you ever want to pick up a pair of trainers. That's kind of my main focus in terms of what I do to keep active. How about you?
So, yeah, although I'm not as active as I'd probably like to be, I often just go on walks when I feel like I haven't had enough fresh air or exercise. At the office, I like to have a game of table tennis or a rally with people at lunch, which is always fun.
Yeah, that's great. The fact that we've got just table tennis table, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just in the break room. That's good laugh, and everybody gets around there.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can be competitive or just have a rally. It's always fun. Also, I guess after work as well, I like going to the golf range at the country club. That's always good to let your frustrations out.
Yeah. That's great that you like golf. Because a lot of people, I suppose, stereotypically our age are kind of football mad or whatever, things like that. So it's such a good thing to hear like a diverse range of sports. Yeah,
I guess, when you think of golf, it's not exactly a young person's thing most of the time, but no, it's really good fun, Yeah,
I love a game of mini golf. I'm not very good at it. The ball never really ends up where it's meant to be, but it is such a good game to do, especially with your friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of it. I think the social side of sports and like getting out there, that's a huge part of it.
The amount of times where I don't want to do training and I'm go with my run club and I'm like, okay, I don't want to go. But when I'm there, I just have a laugh because I'm with friends and with people who are, wanting to do the same thing I want to do.
Exactly. I think that when looking at sort of exercise and sports and all that, a lot of people just focus on the physical health benefits of that. But I think there's a huge part of it where it's sort of a mental thing as well.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I know there's been studies talk about like dopamine and serotonin release during exercise, how it makes you feel, how it can just improve your mood, which I think is amazing. Because if you're stressed, if you're anxious, if you feel down, it's not going to be like a magic kind of medicine type of thing, but it's something that you can definitely kind of help manage it. I know I get anxiety quite a lot, and I know that doing some form of exercise, since I've been doing that consistently, I wouldn't say it's gone, but it's a lot more kind of manageable, and I'm able to kind of look back and think, whoa, my anxiety is so much more controllable now.
Yeah.
So I think that's brilliant.
Well, that's good. Yeah. I think when I go for like a walk or something, one of my favourite walks going through Lemonsley and Lichfield, there's a log that overlooks like the farmer's field, which is I love doing that walk like after work and stuff. It's nice. Yeah.
I think one of the great things about Lichfield is the amount of lovely kind of scenery you have, like whether you're cycling, walking, whatever. There's so many like great routes you can go on and different routes as well. So like you're not going to get bored just doing the same thing all the time. But it's just like a lovely way to kind of unwind.
Yeah, and a bunch of those routes can be found on the Active Lichfield website, which is it's a really good place to. Yeah. I mean, you can book classes on there as well for Burntwood and Friary Leisure Centre. And it's got the walking routes, cycling routes. So yeah.
No, it's brilliant. I mean, there's the club directory as well on there to find like just a range of different activities. Because I mean, I feel like when you talk about exercise, people think kind of stereotypical ones, kind of the gym, that type of thing, football. Whereas there's like dance classes, there's hockey, there's so many different ways to get physical and kind of get healthy and exercise and everything that, just having a look through there can maybe kind of inspire you or kind of just motivate you to kind of join. Just give something a go, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, off the back of that, Active Lichfield released their holiday fun timetable for young people this week.
Yeah.
So, there's a bunch of cool activities on offer across the district. One of the ones that really jumped out at me was the glow table tennis.
Yeah.
Which it's essentially what the name suggests. It's glow in the dark table tennis. So, I think that could be interesting.
I think that would be definitely a lot of fun.
But there's plenty of other sports as well to take part in. So there's
I mean, the boxing kind of jumped out at me. I remember doing PE as a kid, and we did boxing. I think it was just literally once we did it, but it reminds me of it, and I just had such a good time. And I was bad at it, but it was just such a laugh to kind of try to coordinate your punches and all the different sequences and everything. And it was just it was just fun, and a good way to keep fit while having fun.
Yeah. So didn't get any knockouts then?
Not quite. Don't think I'm quite at that level, I've got to be honest. But yeah, it was a good to have a go.
Fair enough. I mean, you mentioned get into it just as well. So get into it. It's a council run program that aims to encourage more people across the district to be physically active. They run weekly sports activities for young people in Lichfield and Burntwood. And the maximum price for their sessions is £1, which is really good.
No, it's brilliant. And the variety of sessions they have as well on there. It's just great. I mean, as well, Active Lichfield have sessions for a wider range of people, kind of basically including everybody that you could think of throughout the district. And I think that's just great because, like, as you are getting older, in terms of that, like you might be a bit more lonely or find a bit more, I suppose, social anxiety. To kind of get involved, go out and meet new people. Because I mean, it does when you're not in school or consistently going out, it's so much harder to meet people.
Lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, having group activities and group sessions, I think, is a really good way to kind of get that social aspect and meet new friends, meet new people. And for like young people and kids, it's also a great way to kind of develop the social skills. Because I mean, I was a shy kid, and doing clubs and things like that kind of helped me come out my shell. And I think it is such a good way to kind of give kids that kind of confidence to just kind of be themselves and just kind of go out and just make friends.
100%. Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I played hockey, so for the school and on weekends and stuff. And I think, that I've got to agree, that really did sort of bring me out of my shell. Met a bunch of new people.
Yeah. What position were you in hockey?
I was on the wings, so I was, goalie.
Goalie
in the suits. Nice. That's cool.
Nightmare getting on and off, though. I will tell you that.
I would have been scoring against you. But yeah, I guess in other news regarding to health, fitness and all that comes with it, the contract to design Lichfield's new leisure centre has been awarded to a company that's founded by British Olympic swimmers Becky Adlington OBE and Steve Parry MBE. So the new leisure centre is going to replace Friary Grange, and it's going to feature a 6-lane, 25-metre swimming pool, a vending area, a dance studio, a changing area for outdoor activities, a 3G pitch, fitness and toning suites, spin studio. List goes on.
Basically.
Yeah.
The list is endless.
So that's all very exciting.
There's literally limitless different activities, and I think just listing them all, like, you kind of forget. You're like, oh yeah, spin class.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So and so. Whatever. Like, there's so many things that you just kind of forget about, and you're like, oh yeah, you know what, that's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Zumba.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a bit of Zumba.
Zumba's great. I love Zumba. But yeah, I think definitely the physical side of exercise, very important. But controversially, I think some people see some negatives to exercise. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, do start working out or doing exercise to kind of look a certain way. And I think there is quite a lot of that attached, like body image and things like that attached to kind of working out, fitness, the gym, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think, there's two different ways. I mean, people go and they go to an extreme because they want to lose weight, or, people want to become a bodybuilder and they get to an unhealthy point of muscle growth and kind of controlling how they look and the amount of exercise they do. So I think there's definitely like a danger of that. And I think in sports as well, like ballerinas and swimmers, I know are kind of, and gymnasts, I suppose, are kind of meant to be very lean. And, there's lots of kind of stereotypical ways to look for different sports.
Yeah.
And I think that can be quite a negative impact, to be honest. It can be negative for mental health and for like physical health in the end.
Exactly. Yeah. I think overall, sports, I mean, if you just put it into your routine, doing 15, 20 minutes a day, whatever you feel comfortable with, I think a lot of the time it's the benefits completely outweigh sort of the those things. But I guess when you first get into it, trying to progress too quickly as well, there's the pressure of sort of wanting to be on the same ability as those around you, whether that's just social media or friends and teammates. So that can sort of, if you're just getting into it, sort of cause stress to the body that can strain muscles, etc. So yeah, I think it's important to just start slow, build a routine that's manageable, and then go from there.
Yeah, when you first starting out, I think 3 days a week is more than enough, and just 15 minutes, half an hour max, and just kind of make a commitment to that, whether that's on a weekend, whether it's getting up half an hour earlier. And just, like you said, not going all out, because you're just going to burn yourself out, and then you just won't be able to be bothered to do any exercise or anything for like a few months. And, that's just going to have the negative effect on your health in general. So, yeah, I think start slow, start steady, and start realistically.
Yeah. I
think a lot of people do go into fitness thinking, okay, I'm going to go to the gym for a week and then look like The Rock.
Yeah. 100%.
I think slow and steady and be realistic and be like, you know what, I'm never going to want to do that.
Yeah.
Or I'm never going to be able to do that. Let's just do, I want to be able to lift 10 kilograms of weight.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And building it into the routine, I think that's really, really good. Because over time, it just becomes easier and easier. It just becomes the norm. And I think you'll feel weird, like if you don't.
Yeah,
do stuff.
I definitely do. This is coming from somebody who hated PE. I would do PE and I'd take forever getting ready. I'd be like eking it out until I had to go outside, and I hated it. But I do some form of exercise 6 times a week now.
Oh wow, nice.
And it's just a habit, and I now feel weird if that changes.
Yeah.
And that's purely from habit and from having a goal and kind of consistency. And I'm not saying every 6 days a week it's like an intense whatever, but just some form of exercise, movement, yoga sometimes, just to de-stress after work, whatever it is. I think it's just great to do. But I think a big part of it is having fun.
Yeah, true. Exactly. And that's the biggest part, isn't it? You just have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is something for everybody. I mean, like we've mentioned a few, but I mean, CrossFit. I mean, there's dance lessons. There's tennis.
Yeah. Rowing machines. There's the cycle spin classes. That's a good one. But yeah, I think takeaway is there's a lot for everyone and happening in the district. So it's an exciting summer of sports.
Definitely.
Thank you for listening. We hope you found this episode to be interesting and maybe even learned something new. Make sure you don't miss out on our next episode by subscribing to the podcast.
As you heard at the beginning of the episode, we still haven't found our intro or outro for our podcast. So if you would like to enter our competition, submit an entry, we would love to have a listen and choose our favourite to be the official sound of the podcast. More information can be found in the description.
See you next time.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.